like I said, this is an art form, and you're building a human sculpture that you've got to come and craft very meticulously, like day by day. You're working on that chest, and you're just carving very small pieces of it out, and that's quite literally the muscle building process, and the working out process. What's up, you guys? Coach Jeremy here. I'm a competitive natural bodybuilder. Just competed in the NPC West Coast Naturals back in October. Took first place in my division, and I'm looking to compete in nationals for my pro card sometime next year. So be sure to subscribe and follow along for that journey when that happens. But today we're going to be discussing everything that I did to actually get down, get lean enough, get stage ready for my bodybuilding show that I just had just about a month after filming or before filming this video. So I started, as you can see right here, the journey just about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years ago. I believe I started around 23% body fat-ish, and then came up on stage right here, just along the lines of 7%. So that's the one thing, number one thing that I did was I changed my mindset. Was, like I just said, this took 2.5 years of preparation pretty much. I did plan on competing when I started this journey. I didn't know when I would compete, but I did know that I was going to compete at some point. And so that's one of the things that you guys got to realize, is that this is going to take you probably a lot longer to get to your stage ready physique than you realize. I thought after my first cut, I might be close to stage ready. Wasn't anywhere near there. Definitely needed to put on more size. So then I did that, and then I did another cut. And that second cut lasted about 26 weeks. So yeah, that's another thing. Give yourself ample time to prepare. Don't feel like you have to step on stage before you're ready. Get down, get the DEXA scans, get the most accurate body fat percentage that you can to find a good starting point, and realize that that's a starting point when you guys are doing that, okay? Second thing pretty much is you guys got to get in a calorie deficit, obviously. Get in a calorie deficit, one that you can manage. It should not be anything crazy. It should just be a couple hundred calories at most, especially if you guys really do take your time and actually have a proper mindset with this and realize that this is a journey, and that you are taking, you are pretty much taking steps to compete in what most people would consider a sport, okay? So it's like, any athlete is going to take years of preparation to compete at something seriously. So yeah, be ready to take that time and actually do that. That calorie deficit should be minor. Like I said, that small calorie deficit will also allow you to build muscle at the same time while you are cutting, if you're able to optimize your sleep and everything properly, which is really something that you guys should be focusing on. I actually would rank it higher than the diet itself in terms of importance, because you cannot out-train bad sleep. You cannot out-diet bad sleep. If you are in a 500 calorie deficit, but you are sleeping like 4 hours a night, you will never get to your physique goals, and that is just the truth. You will never be able to recover properly. You will never be able to burn enough fat. Your metabolism is going to be shot. Yeah, you cannot out-train and out-diet bad sleep. So actually, in my opinion, the sleep comes before that, and optimizing recovery. So yeah, sleep and recovery, you got to optimize those, get those in check, and realize that those are a skill. That's another part of mindset, is realizing that everything is a skill that you're doing, and bodybuilding itself is an art form. And when it comes to art, there are a lot of different skills and techniques and very minor discrepancies and things that are very individualistic to every person that make their art. Some people need 7 hours and can recover off of 7 hours. Some people need 6. Pretty much no one can do less than that. But some people need 10 hours. Some people only need 4 days of lifting a week. And that's also what I realized too, is that I can't keep looking for a cookie cutter, one size fits all answer. And that's something that you guys need to do for your approach as well too, is realize that there isn't a one size fits all answer, and that you should just be taking inspiration pretty much from every fitness personality out there, including myself, and just taking that knowledge, and if it fits to you, then apply it. But yeah, that's one thing I stopped doing, was looking for answers, and I realized that I already had the answers. I need to get lean enough. I need to have enough muscle. To do the first one, I need to be in a calorie deficit for long enough. And do the second one, I need to train hard and be in a surplus long enough, you know? So realize those things. When it comes to the actual activity and the actual training itself, uh, I did not change much about my actual routine. I stuck to pretty much the same exercises, but when I switched from my bulk to my cut, that's when I switched to a lower volume approach. When I was on the bulk, I was still doing high intensity, trying to take every set to close to failure or to failure as I could. But when I got to a bulk or a deficit and I was starting my cut for the show this year, I decided that I would switch, or not this year, but the last couple of years, what I've been doing is switching to a lower volume approach and focusing more on the mind muscle connection, focusing on the actual contraction, resisting with the muscle and working the muscle when I'm working out and not just lifting the weight. So, yeah, focus on those things, actually lifting the muscle, not just or actually working the muscle, not just lifting weight. That's going to be a huge difference maker in the amount of stimulus that your muscles are actually getting. Don't be doing chest press and you're only feeling it in your shoulders and triceps. You need to feel it in your actual chest, and you need to learn how to squeeze your chest. So I really recommend those things. Be patient. You got to be patient. Everything is going to take time in this game. Losing weight takes time, and getting big takes time. You didn't get overweight overnight. You're not going to lose all of the weight overnight either. So that's really, really one of the biggest things I can preach, man, is patience. Because like I said, this is an art form, and you're building a human sculpture that you've got to come and craft very meticulously, like day by day. You're working on that chest, and you're just carving very small pieces of it out, and then letting it dry, and then you come back the next day and you see how it did. And you can't carve it today because it's too fragile still. You've got to wait at least 48 hours before you can start picking at it again. You know what I mean? And that's quite literally the muscle building process, and the working out process. So approach this as an art form. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give people, and I give my clients, because it allows them to see the bigger picture of really what they're doing here, is that this is a project that you're working on for yourself and for you, nobody else. It's just kind of your thing, and it's slow and it takes time, like building like a living sculpture. Or another analogy would be like growing a plant. You got to come back and water it every day, but and you won't see progress day by day, but suddenly a few weeks go by and it's grown a few inches and you can see it. So another thing is when it comes to diet, is I did not change much about my diet. I kept eating a lot of the same foods. I would just reduce the portion sizes or increase the amount of vegetables in the portions. Those little things, so that you don't go crazy and you're actually able to sustain it, are going to be super, super important. So yeah, I highly recommend. There's so many recipes, so many good cooks and stuff out there on Instagram and stuff now. I really recommend you guys take the time to learn how to cook foods you like, but learn how to cook them healthy, using sprays, spray oils instead of actual oil, getting an air fryer, investing in kitchen appliances that'll help make your food healthier. Those things are really going to add up in terms of your diet. And that's another part of the skills that come with bodybuilding, is being able to diet properly. And that's what dieting properly is being able to cook foods you like that are still healthy. Dieting isn't restricting yourself and being in a super hard calorie deficit and driving yourself mentally insane. That's just torture. That's not dieting. So yeah, I really recommend that you guys learn how to cook foods that you like, and learn how to cook them in healthy ways. Choose leaner meats, like anything, like if you're picking ground beef, like anything over 91% lean, I would recommend making switches like to fat-free cheeses. Maybe order some online if you have to. Diet sodas, 0-calorie drinks, 0-calorie sweeteners, stevia, Splenda, those kind of things are going to make huge differences in like your own recipes. can save you tons of calories in like your morning coffees, making switches to Fairlife milk instead of regular milk, or almond milk, unsweetened. A lot of those things are really going to add up. So, but when it really comes to the diet itself, I really recommend you go into a small calorie deficit. Like I said, only a couple hundred calories, getting at least 10,000 steps a day, pretty much to keep your metabolism high. And then add cardio as needed. If you're not losing weight at that, then I would recommend then adding 1-2 cardio sessions a week and then go from there. For men, I really do not recommend eating less than 2,000 calories when you're in a deficit. I really recommend getting your metabolism up to a point where you can diet on at least 2,000 calories a day. Ideally, you could diet on something like 2,300 to 2,400 calories a day so that you're actually able to eat a substantial amount of food. Ladies, I would say that number is about like 1,500 to 1,600. You shouldn't want to be dieting anything less than that so that you can actually eat just a decent amount of food as well. So, and I recommend doing that by increasing your daily activity on a daily basis, mostly through steps. Like I said, getting that 10,000 steps, maybe, making sure that you're actually lifting and training hard. And number one thing is going to be sleeping and recovering, because that's actually going to do wonders for your guys' metabolism way more than actually working out will. So, yeah, those are my recommendations. If you guys really want to transform your physique from a solid 23% to a lean 7% like I did. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend if you want. I'm going to be posting more, giving a bunch of free advice. I've helped hundreds to thousands of people with their weight and with their physique goals. So yeah, I'd like to give my advice and stuff. So subscribe so that we can reach more people, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.